Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So the Game Awards was yesterday, and I didn't watch it because I think that show is just a bunch of paid shills. Jeff Keighley just up there circle jerking. But the most exciting thing about the Game Awards is the game trailers. That's what we're all there for. And I catch the recap of these trailers, and there was a lot of exciting news. Onimusha has got me pumped. Split Fiction looks amazing, and there are so many other great games. But the way they ended the show was with a new game from Naughty Dog called Intergalactic The Heretic Prophet. What is that name? Like, that seems like a template name. I hate the name. The name sounds horrible. Saw the trailer of this game, and guys, it prompted the discussion topic of this video, which is realistic graphics in modern games. I don't know about you, but to me, I am so done with realistic graphics in games. A complete turnoff for me now. When they first started doing that in like the PS3 generation, and they really started to go hard on it on PS4, it was kind of cool, but now I just do not care about it at all whatsoever. But I watched this trailer, and I saw the main character that we're going to be playing as, and I was like, what is this? It looks like some generic ass NPC that you see 5 seconds in the beginning of a quest and then you would never remember them again. Or like somebody that they stumbled into at Walmart at 1 a.m. and said, you right there getting a box of cheap ass mac and cheese. You're going to be the main character of our new video game. Yay! And I'm like, what is going on? Just basic ass plain generic character, shaved head, and a grungy gray tank top. And I'm like, huh? Like, what is this? And I don't want to be mean because the actress that they have playing the game, the voice and the face model for this, Tati Gabriella, is absolutely gorgeous. This woman is beautiful. Wow. She's so talented. I loved her in the reboot of Sabrina. She's one of the standout characters in that show. She's amazing. But whatever they did, like scanning her into the game, there's something about scanning a real person into a game and then that game CGI, it just looks so jarring. Something feels amiss. And maybe it's just nostalgia talking, but when I grew up with video games, before they had the technology to facial recognition, CGI, all this, like scanning people in, their likenesses, back when they had to design characters, draw characters, illustrate it, storyboards, like all of this stuff. So they had to make a character from scratch, literally build them pixel by pixel. It was a lot of hard work, but there was something unique about each character. You go back and you play those old games, those graphics, even though they're dated, they stand out the way the characters were designed. And now they just bring somebody in, scan them in, and then send them on the way and say, all right, we're good, we're done. We made that character. And then it's like, this doesn't feel like a game. I feel disconnected. It feels like the game has no soul. It just feels like I'm watching a movie. I'm not playing a game. And I'm not paying you $70, $80 to watch a movie, be in a walking simulator with QuickTime events. I'm here to play a video game. Naughty Dog seems to just be on this path of putting out these hyper-realistic games. Honestly, if you took the screenshot of this main character and put it next to a screenshot of Last of Us Part 2 and like the last Uncharted game side by side, and you showed it to somebody, they would say, I think that's all from the same game or the same CGI movie. They would not be able to tell that there is a difference. And honestly, if you threw up this main character with no context, no logos, you told me that it wasn't a new game or whatever, I would say, I don't know, is that a Sony IP? Is that like a screenshot from The Last of Us Part 2? I would have not even known. That's how bad it is, and it's not just Naughty Dog. It's like every AAA game that comes out has this graphics like this. That has to cost a lot of money because you are having to pay the actor and actress for their likeness. Not to mention you have their voice as well. So they're going to get a big fat paycheck. The game that won Game of the Year is Astro Bot. This game that I honestly feel Sony made as like a title to entice people until they came out with the next big Naughty Dog cinematic movie game experience, right? Like a filler game. They probably didn't even plan on it being such a huge hit. And then it was, and they were like, oh crap, people actually want games like this? Okay, Let's give them more. No, let's give them whatever Naughty Dog is working on. I don't know. I really hope Sony takes a look at games like that and starts to put out more of that. I would so love if Naughty Dog got back to the way they used to make games, with wacky characters and personality and explosive colors, a new Jak and Daxter. Sony, bring back the Legend of Dragoon. Just give us more of that. Like, I miss the Sony of the PS1 and the PS2 generation. I want that again. And I feel like that's what we should have when we're at the 30th anniversary of PlayStation. And I want more games with that kind of personality and oozes creativity. I don't want realistic graphics in my games anymore. I don't want QTEs. And I really hate the fact that some of the sequels to these games look worse than the original. They will uglify the characters. And I really hate that. I hate when they start to mess with character models and change the way they look and they don't look the same. It's so jarring. But I watched the trailer for this game and I wasn't interested in the characters. The spaceships, and it looked like what I saw, the planet and the fighting the big creature with a big energy sword. That looked cool. I'm led to believe it's going to be a really action-packed game, but there was no gameplay. All you got was her sitting in her spaceship, sucking on a soda pop, and then that's it, really. And I just wasn't interested. I didn't care. And I feel like Naughty Dog is going to spend the next 2 years showing us more cutscenes and no gameplay. And the gameplay is going to be pretty much what you got in Uncharted and in The Last of Us. It's probably not going to be any different. I hope it is. I really do, but it's Naughty Dog. And we know what to expect from Sony IPs. We know what to expect from Naughty Dog. I don't expect it to be anything than the norm. We'll see. I don't know what is going on over there. I don't know who's in charge of these art directions and these choices, but I'm just not feeling it. Like, hyper-realistic graphics, outside of a war game where things need to be realistic because it's like a reenactment of that or whatever, like Real World, okay. But in a fantasy-type game like this, science fiction, the characters should look colorful and flashy and interesting and badass and awesome, because clearly she has a big-ass energy sword and she has like a weird like car-type spaceship thing, and then you just see her and it's like, oh, so we're playing as some crackhead that stole the real main character of the game's cool ship. Okay, I'm gonna pick it up when it's like $10. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm being overly analytical. This is just the initial trailer. But the thing is, first impressions really matter if you want people invested in the game. And if the art direction or the characters just look so bad and you already see people making fun of it online, that should tell you to maybe think about your approach and maybe change some things. If they have cosmetic type options, hair options, different styles and outfits for the character to where she looks more interesting or looks cooler, then it'll be no problem. It'll for the most part, it'll be okay. But I don't know, that just brought up this subject when I saw that game trailer. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you like hyper-realistic graphics in your video games, or do you prefer something like they used to do with game design, something like in JRPGs or colorful, cute games like from Nintendo and Mario, etc.? What do you like when it comes to your video games? If you are excited for this game, you like these kind of graphics in game, no shame there, because we're all different. We all like different things. I just personally don't like it anymore. I want to get back to the actual video gamey style of games, where it feels like a game and not a movie, because I'm here to game, y'all. I want to game. I like beautiful graphics in games, but I don't want it so much like Real World, because video games are supposed to be escape from the real world. I don't want to literally be injected with real world stuff in my games, be it political or whatever it is, or just having real actors and actresses in the game, especially if they make the characters look exactly like that person. Because it is so jarring. If they do something like they did with the Resident Evil 2 remake, where they got a face model, or something like Stellar Blade, but they make the characters still look unique and original, then I'm fine with it. But if they just are doing the laziest Sony approach of like scanning in Norman Reedus, scanning in Tatia or scanning in whoever else, then, and they don't really change up their design like in Forspoken, I am totally gonna check out and not even care about it. So, yeah, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And like always, happy gaming, happy collecting, and let's all one up our collections together. All right, bye everybody.